All right, so I've been getting a ton of questions about meal prep and how I approach this, how I decide what I'm going to make each week. So I decided that I should put together a video and we can discuss that. So on my website, lauraroynutrition.com, you can find some stuff on my meal prep. I'll add this video there as well. So you can access this slide deck that has some of the recipes that I make on a weekly basis. You can also open it up in Google Slides if that's a little bit easier to view. I'll open it this way. So I'm just going to kind of walk through what my process is. So Saturday morning, we decide what we are going to make for the week. How do I decide what I'm going to make? Well, let me put this in writing so everyone can follow along. Okay, so each week I am going to choose my snacks. I'm going to choose a plant-based meal. And I'm going to choose a meal containing animal protein. Okay, so you can find on here, there's some information you can read through about like how I store my food and like how I chose these recipes. I want them to be colorful. I want them to contain lots of different phytonutrients. You know, deciding whether you're going to cook things or leave them raw. Okay, I'll add in my video how I prep them and some stuff about complete proteins. So I do exercise a lot. I do a lot of weight training. So I want to be sure that I'm getting adequate protein. And I'll talk a little bit in my video about how I decide how much to use. And you guys will be able to see like the actual groceries that I end up buying in order to prep food for Monday through Friday for myself and my husband. So I am going to need to choose some snacks, and I have a slide somewhere on snacks. Oops, off to a great start here, huh? All right, oh, sorry, this is the snack slide. So these are some examples of some things I like to snack on. I think for this week, I'm gonna go ahead and do a protein shake, and I will make a blend of nuts. I really like to do almonds, Brazil nuts, and walnuts. They're just really super high in antioxidants, fiber, healthy fats. Okay, so I'm gonna go with almonds, Brazil nuts, and walnuts, along with my protein shake. Okay, and then I need to choose a plant-based meal for the week. So some of these have the option of, I will say like add chicken or add ground beef, but that's totally optional. As long as you use tons and tons of vegetables and then add some healthy fats, like I like avocado. Maybe you want to add beans. You can even just add like half a cup of quinoa to your salad. That's going to make it a lot more filling and satiating. So I would go through and decide which one I want to do without any animal protein, so that we're eating as many plants as possible. So this week we're going to go with the burrito bowl. Now, I personally am not into beans. I don't know why. I really want to get on board. They're super healthy, so you could omit those if you'd like. I know that my husband will be doing black beans in his bowl, and I will be doing this one with a mixture of brown rice and quinoa. So I love brown rice, but it is not a complete protein. It doesn't have all the amino acids. So I'll add in quinoa as well, because that will be a complete protein. So my plant-based meal is going to be a burrito bowl. Okay. And then I'll decide which one I'd like to do that's going to contain an animal protein. So this week, we are going with this vegetable medley. So zucchini, yellow squash, broccoli, mushrooms, onions, and avocado. So that is the one I'm going to be doing. And I really like it with the Zug sauce. Preferably, you make the Zug sauce yourself. Trader Joe's has a delicious one, but it does contain canola oil, which is highly refined. It's not one of our healthier oils, but sometimes we need to cut some corners because, life, full-time working mom. So meal containing animal protein. I'm going with the veggie medley with turkey. All right. So that is how I decide what I'm going to be eating for the week. That's typically the pattern that we follow. And since I intermittent fast for 16 hours, I only need these 2 meals. And then this is a pretty hefty snack. I guess it could kind of count like a meal.
All right, so every Saturday we do all of our shopping for our meal prep. Sometimes we will chop all of this on Saturday. Sometimes we'll just wait until the next day. Today we've got plans, so we will be waiting until tomorrow. I wanted to give you an idea of how many vegetables that we need for these dishes. So we're trying to eat predominantly plant-based. So for our vegan meal for this week, we are going to be making 5 portions of our burrito bowls. So we're starting with our bell peppers. We're looking to eat about 2 bell peppers per burrito bowl. Okay, 2 whole bell peppers. We also have our onions, and we have additional ones if we want to use more, just whatever you prefer to taste. We've got our cilantro. We will be eating these with probably a whole avocado for each one, so because the healthy fats are going to keep us full in addition to the fiber in our vegetables. We like to use sauces and salsas and things to get a lot more flavor. Now, I personally do not like beans. I really want to get on board, but I just don't like them. So I'm going to be doing mine with a mixture of quinoa and brown rice. The quinoa is a complete protein, so I wanted to add that in along with the brown rice. So I get a little more protein in this meal. And then my husband will be eating his with black beans. Okay, so that's our vegan meal. And we also topped out a pico de gallo. Okay, over here, I've got our food for our meal that is going to contain an animal protein. So again, we're looking to have a whole zucchini and a whole yellow squash for each entree that we make. In this case, we'll probably make 4 portions. Also, I grabbed some frozen broccoli. I do like to buy it frozen because it tastes more fresh to me. We also have some mushrooms we're gonna throw in, onions, okay, and we'll probably do either a whole or a half of an avocado for each one of these. Zoug sauce is great on this entree. It's better if you can make it yourself because unfortunately this one has canola oil, which is a refined oil. Not crazy about that. Same with our garlic sauce, but we have a busy weekend, so we are not making those ourselves. And then for our snacks for this week, we've got some berries, blueberries, raspberries, okay, trying to eat a rainbow of colors. And then we'll be throwing together our protein shakes and our nut mixture. Just we can throw those into a big bag and just munch on those throughout the week. Okay, so it's Sunday morning, and every Sunday morning when we get up, after we have a cup of coffee, we chop up all of our vegetables. Again, sometimes we'll do that on Saturday morning. And we just throw them on a baking sheet with some parchment paper so that it's easy cleanup. We can just throw this away when we're done. Probably not so great for the environment, but it's easy for our cleanup. So these are the bell peppers and onions for our burrito bowls. And then we've got our zucchini, squash, onions, mushrooms for our veggie medley. That's gonna go with our ground turkey, which I am preparing right now. This tool is awesome if you wanna grind things up. I don't know what it's called though. So I threw some avocado oil on the vegetables. It has a much higher flash point than olive oil, so it's not going to burn as easily or change structure when we prepare it. And then I'm just going to throw some seasoning on. This one is a veggie rub from Traeger. Okay, my husband loves to smoke meat, so we get a bunch of stuff from Traeger. Sometimes I'll just do salt and pepper, but just make sure that you don't have any creepy ingredients in your seasonings. And then I'm just gonna throw these in the oven at 350 for, I don't know, actually, you know what? We don't usually time it, we just kind of peek at the vegetables. Probably take between 30 minutes and an hour. And then, I'm not gonna fit everything in, I'll just throw the bell peppers in for right now. We'll throw those on the next one. I'll also be preparing some broccoli for this mix as well. And then I even pre-make my protein shakes. So we'll make 3 days of them at a time. That's worked out really well for us. We are getting ready to prepare our burrito bowls. So I will be doing my brown rice and quinoa in mine. We'll be putting some black beans in here for my husband. We've got some cilantro ready to chop up to put on top of those. And then the one concern that I have had a few people express to me is, oh my gosh, my kids are not going to eat any of that food that you were sharing. Well, I'll be honest with you, neither are mine. So we actually already meal prepped their stuff here. They're having chicken nuggets and mac and cheese like most children, but we have green beans in there, so I'm going to call that a win. Stop. Okay, so our meal prep is done. You can see we put all of our lunches into containers so that we can just grab and go. That's all set. I've got my big bag of nuts that I'll eat throughout the week, and almonds, Brazil nuts, and walnuts. And then for our dinner, we didn't really need to portion these out because we'll be home to eat this. I've got our veggie medley here, and then we could just add the turkey on top. And we already showed the shakes. So yeah, that's it. It does definitely take some getting used to. It used to take us a lot longer to meal prep, but you get in a rhythm and it goes faster and faster. So it's totally worth spending a few hours each week doing this, because then you don't have to spend the time cooking during the week. And then you're also not going to be tempted to eat out, which is definitely going to be more expensive and definitely less nutritious.